Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're here live from Spokane. For those who didn't already know, it's another wonderful live with me and Ken. What are we doing today?
You never call me Ken.
Kenny.
All right, guys, welcome. So today we are making this card. Can you change that? That lighting is really off. I think it might be too bright.
It doesn't want me to right now.
Oh, so they can kind of see a little bit more of the detail. So this card is when I went to the Puyallup Fair, there is a company called Stamplistic, and they have a monthly club, and this is the club. So we'll get into that in just a quick second, but welcome everyone. Let us know you are here. If you're watching live, let us know by live. If you are catching the replay, definitely leave a comment. And I will be right back, Sean.
What happened now? Uh-oh. We have a dog that seems to think that she needs to lick every bowl that's inside there, which is very aggravating. Shame on her. Oh, well. So anyway, yeah, this beautiful card that he made was absolutely stunning.
All right.
That company's got some pretty cool stuff.
Gotta love puppies.
Yep.
All right. So welcome everyone to the live. So let me first explain that everything we talk about today, all the links are down below. I have changed up the links to be multiple stores because I've gotten a lot of feedback of people saying, hey, I shop at Amazon, I shop at DIXIE, I shop at Simon Says Stamps. So all of the links down below will help support Ken's creation. So if you use the links, thank you very much. I do have 2 stores that have exclusive coupon codes right now. So if you do end up shopping at Cricut, use KK10. You will get 10% off your entire order. Keep in mind on that one, it does not work on machines, brand new items, or bundles, unfortunately. If you buy anything from Brutus Monroe, which is going to be the embossing powders we use today, that coupon code is KK15. That gets you 15% off. So definitely use both those when you go shop.
Yeah.
All right.
And thank you, Jimmy, for sending those links into the thing there in the chat. That's how you can get to them if you need to as well. And
so let's talk about Stamplistic. So Stamplistic was a company I fell in love with at the Puyallup Fair. And when I was in their booth, I realized they had some really cool stamps that were kind of, the best way to describe them, I always kept saying, is they're kind of a 3D. When I started talking to the owner, she let me know that they have a club. It's called the Cut Above the Rest. And every month, if you're part of the club, you get a whole kit of goodies to make a really cool card at a discounted price. Plus, you get access to their previous kits before. So they had like a Frankenstein one. They had all this stuff that was just super cool.
So I hope you got some of you saw some of those lives. They were awesome.
Yes.
Looking.
So, anyways, those will be down below. Can I get a clarification on, you said I'm fuzzy? I don't know what that means. If someone can tell me, is that just an isolated event or is that everyone? So please let me know if you guys are seeing as fuzzy. If you're seeing fuzzy and we're not supposed to be fuzzy, just try refreshing your screen because it looks okay on our end.
Yep, I'm looking at the screen. It looks good.
Yes. All right. So, so anyways, definitely check it out. Once you're a club member, you get club prices on previous ones. So what does a club mean? So, for example, this is this month's club. It's called the Mum. I keep calling it the Bloom. Sorry, it's the Mum. I'll have to change that.
Mum.
So in every kit, you're going to get a couple stuff. First of all, you're going to get this, which is the club kit. This tells you some ideas of how to use everything in your kit.
Those.
So they've done a great job to show you how you can use all the elements, and there's a ton of options. Every kit is going to come with a red rubber mounted stamp. So we have this. So the stamp is like so. It does have a cover on it, so all you have to do is remove the cover and it will stick to a block, it will stick to a stamp platform, the MISTI, whatever you do have, so you get that. You also get a one-piece die. Now the one-piece die is for people that just want the outline of the stamp in detail. So let me grab this out of there. So for example, we see stuff like this, we also see this. That's using that one piece die. And it looks like that.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah. We won't be using that today because we're going to be using what's called the individual dies. So you get this, you get the stamp, and then we get these layering dies. And the layering dies is what we use the card. That's how we're able to get all of these pieces so I can pop it up like that. And it comes like this for each layer of the stamp. So we have on this one, I believe there is 5. You have the outer one, you have this one, and then it just layers up from there. Now, when I first got this, I am not going to lie, I was confused. I was like, wow, that's a lot of layers, and how, you know, which way does it face? So as soon as I got this, I made a little cheat sheet. And what I did is I took the stamp and I stamped it out like so. And the reason I did this is this way I could tell what is what layer. So I literally went and stamped it out and colored what each layer was. So if we were to position it just like this, it lines up. And the reason I did this is so when I'm cutting my die, I could see exactly what layer went to what. So of course, when, you know, this way, if you're doing it like this, you're like, well, gosh, which way does this go? What part is it going to be showing? So for me, it helped to kind of have this little cheat sheet to be able to line it up and say, okay, how is this going to look? Because when you layer it, they're not all going to show, like not all of that blue is going to show. So I was able to kind of color it and line things up and kind of go down from there. So for example, you can take this purple one and line it up with the purple here and color it so you know exactly where your bloom's gonna go. The dies do line up, so you can see right here that the yellow is going to line up with the purple indentation on here. So there's my yellow. The purple is gonna line up like, so if that's my purple, this yellow, you'll notice, will line up right about there. And we'll go through all of that so it's not as confusing. But when I first got it, it really helped for me to have kind of this cheat sheet, just so I wasn't, you know, it's easy to use, but I can see where some people are like, gosh, I don't know how everything lines up. I get that. So that was the first question I got from a lot of people when I was over there was, I love this stuff, but how does it all work? So that's what my advice is to kind of do this little cheat sheet. Then you can kind of get an idea of how everything lines up. Does that make sense, Sean?
I think so.
All right. So the other thing you'll get in your kit that I forgot is it tells you how much you are saving as a kit owner. So for example, this says June 2018 cut above mum. Once again, I got to change it. It says bloom. Sorry, guys. It tells you the stamp is $12.65. The single die, which is this guy, is $20. The layering dies are $24.95. And so the total is $57.60. Club owners get a 35% discount. So you get a 2016 discount. So for all of this, it was $37.44.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you're getting, let's see, what's your $20 basic, your single die free.
Yeah.
Is what it really comes down
it's
to.
an awesome deal. And what's really cool is there was a lot of them that are previous months. So of course people are like, how do I get the previous months? How do I do this? And you're able to get all of that stuff, the previous months. So once you're a club member, you can do it. Now the form that you will sign up with is on their website. It is kind of a general form. So you'll just fill out that form, email it to them, text it to them, and they will let you know. So we're not going to be using this, but we will be using these and these. Once again, if you have any questions, let us know by putting it in caps. That way Sean can see it. I will, when I walk through to do this, walk through kind of the link, everything I'm using in links. We will be changing this around a little bit. There were some elements of this I didn't like. I want to use a little bit more metallic on the leaves here. And And then, of course, these down here with the silver, they didn't pop as much as I wanted. So I'm going to be changing this to a white.
And yes, somebody did ask, are those koi fish? Yes,
They
they are.
are. That's actually from a Fun Stamper's Journey
Yeah, beautiful stamp.
and it's called Koi Dreams, and it's this guy right
And
here.
this is one of the stitch style, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool stamps.
All right, so let's go ahead and get started. The paper I am using is from a collection called, trying to remember the name. I think it's called Far East. It's
Far
this
East.
one right here. And all of the paper will be from this paper stack with the exception of some of the metallic sheets. So the base of the card, Sean, what size do we do?
We do an A2, which is 5.5 by 4 1/4, or is that backwards? 4.5 by 5 1/4? Now I'm forgetting which way, but it's an A2. Oh, you got that poinsettia. That poinsettia was really pretty.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So it is 5.5 by 4.25.
The cover chipboard is saying, I couldn't tell, but are you able to see the club set before you ship it, or is it always a surprise?
Surprise.
Yeah, so that's what makes it so cool.
Yeah.
Is there a fee to join the club?
There's not a fee to join the club except for every month there's a different price. So I think they say it ranges in price from $35 to $45 depending on which one you go with. But they always do tell you, and you can pause it at any time. You can do any of that stuff. All right, so we are going to start with a 4.25 by 5.5 for the base. And then this guy is normally would be 4.25 and 5.5, but I want a little bit of an edge.
Edge border.
So if I'm at 4.25, and I know this is not technical, I'm going to go down 3 little lines on that. So 4.25 is right there. So I'm going to go
3
down.
16ths.
There you go.
Those
Sean
are
is
16ths.
technical. I say 3 little linesies.
There you go.
And then normally this would be 5.5. We're going to go down 3 lines on that. So technical, Ken here. And what this will do is this will give us a nice little edge around the card. And you'll see it kind of pop right there.
Sweet.
Now it's okay if your flower goes a little bit off your card. Not a big deal. But we are going to do that. Now, for the flower, I am using some pattern paper in the Far East. So we have 2 different kinds here. There's one with, let me see if I can... That's really bright, so you guys can't see the pattern. Let me see if Sean can turn down the brightness there.
I'll do this one here.
So this has got some really pretty gold accents in it. And then this has got some lettering in
Japanese.
it.
Is it Japanese? Yeah, Japanese.
Japanese.
Yep.
And so these are going to be ran through a cuddle bug. I'm going to do them at about 5.5 inches. And we do different layers. So you'll see on here, 1 layer here, 1 layer, 1 layer. So we're going to alternate between the 2. And so I am going to, there's 5 layers, but the top layer, we are using a gold poster board. So
another question came back. Where did we get our paper? It came from this package.
I did buy it at Joann's, but I'm not sure if they still carry it. I gave you the link down below to Amazon. You can buy it on Amazon. It's a great stuff. I'm going to be honest, I don't use pattern paper a whole lot, but it's a great. So on the very, very top, there is a little piece of gold. You can see that right there. So that is just from Cricut's poster board, so we'll need that.
So this is the Cricut cutter for someone who just asked. This is what that is, yep.
And then we'll also need this. This is from Cricut also. It's their metallic poster board. And what this is going to be used for, you're really not going to see it too much. But what it's used for is because we're popping up so much of this card, I wanted something, you can see if I bend it back right there. It's basically basing it and giving me more of that depth there. So we'll need a little piece there as well. I also have my base card here, which is just, I buy at good old Michael's when they have a good sale on it. So we have all of our paper cut. Let's go ahead and move some of this stuff out of the way. So the first thing we need to do is I am going to put that off to a side.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and start with stamping out all of this. Now, this I am using embossing powders on the flower. And the first time, and I don't know what we should do, the first time I did gold mixed with silver mixed with the bronze, I'm wondering if I should just do bronze on every level, because that's the one that jumps out the most. What is your thought, Sean?
Which one's bronze? Let me see.
That's this one. Or it's penny, actually.
Penny.
What do you think?
It's a good idea.
Okay, let's do that.
And that other one was what color? Gilded gold?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think I'm going to do the penny on each of them. You can keep it the way with all 3 different colors, but because I'm not doing the silver fish on the bottom, the silver will get lost. We'll still have the gold on the top just to give it that gold. We could possibly do a different color there, and we might. I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go. All right. So we do have to stamp out our stamps here. And what I'll be using is my stamp platform. On the stamp platform, once again, if you guys have any questions, I see Sean is missing. He gets so obsessed with stuff, he's missing stuff.
Got that one.
So, do you sell your projects? Usually I give them away at the end of the show, but I am looking at opening an Etsy store. Does Stamplistic still have black pop dots? They did. I'll be honest, I can't find them on their website. Maybe I'm not looking in the right spot. That's why I linked Amazon's down. But if you can find them on their site, they're supposed to have them, yes. So on the Tim Holtz stamps platform, you have a rubber, and then you also have a clear. So the way this one works is depending on what stamp you're using is how you will twist it.
So we've got a couple of people saying, yes, they do have their black pop-up dots.
Perfect.
Perfect.
I couldn't find them, so maybe I was using the wrong keyword.
Yeah, Jerry Lynn is asking, how long do you have to stay in the club?
I don't believe there's any commitment.
You can stop anytime, start anytime.
Correct. So we're going to start with this kind of one right here, and I'm just going to put some magnets down all along it. And before I do anything, I'm going to grab this. This is the Inkadinkadoo embossing. I think they call it the embossing magic or embossing buddy or something like that. And what this does is if you do have any static electricity on your paper, your embossing powder then won't stick to it. We'll put our stamp right there, push down the stamp platform, should cling to the top there just like so. And we're going to put some embossing ink on this. Just like so.
Lisa liked your Ken from the car the other day.
My Ken from the not car?
Not the car, yeah.
Yeah.
He was funny.
It was a lot of good jazz in that, man. I got spoiled in those boxes. So you might not see anything on a pattern paper. That's okay. It's still there. You could restamp it if you don't think you got a good stamp. But chances are you did. I just grab a piece of cardstock. And this is the penny from Brutus Monroe. And I'm just going to put an ample amount all over the card.
Well, that does look like an old penny, doesn't it?
And then we're just going to tap it off.
Nice.
So we will make sure we got all the spots good if you feel like you missed some. Now this is a ultra fine embossing powder. I do believe he also has, Brutus Monroe has a sale this weekend. If you use, there's a different coupon code that will give you 20% off, where my coupon code's only 15. And I want to say it's, I'll have to look it up for you, unless someone sees it in the comment. I posted it on my Facebook page. I just now thought of that. Use that code. Use the link down below and then use my code, or that code, and you'll get 5% more than what my normal discount is.
Wow, there you go.
So this embossing powder lasts a long time. You can see here. And we're going to be using this a lot more, but we'll go ahead and put that off to the side. And I'm going to heat up my heating tool here. This heating tool is from Fun Stamper's Journey. It's just their green one. And I turn it on and let it heat up a little bit to the touch of the hand until it's kind of warm. And then I'll show you what this looks like when it melts.
Georgia says summer sale.
Oh, that could be it. So it's kind of dull at first, but once you hit it with this, you'll see I'll do half of it with it and half without.
You can even do this from underneath. We've seen that done too.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Can you sometimes share the method of storing your stamps and dies?
I can. All right, so there is, you can see, let me just get up here close. Oh, maybe you can't. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, go way up.
So this half has been embossed. It's nice and glittery, where this half is still dull.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard. Oh, there we go. You can see right there. So you'll know definitely when it's...
Can you use a hair dryer on this?
Yeah, technically, I mean, the only thing I'd be very careful on a hair dryer is you don't want it to be a very powerful hair dryer, because even though this is pretty sticky and your powder should stick to it, I would be afraid that if you use something too powerful, it would kind of blow some of that embossing powder off. Plus, you really kind of want it to be a really nice, consistent heat. I would test it before doing it on your project for sure. All right.
Yeah, now it looks like a new penny versus old.
Yep.
That is pretty.
All right. So we're going to put this off to the side for right now, and we are going to do our first...
So, Jessica is asking, can fans send you cards?
Absolutely. My link or my address is down below.
Yeah.
I need to get a P.O. box, but
Yeah. Thanks.
right now that just gives you that. So we would love it and show it off.
Yeah.
So I am just using the Cuttlebug, and someone asked me what my sandwich is on the Cuttlebug. I like the magnetic. My B plates are a little worn out, so the magnetic plate isn't as powerful. But when I do use it, it will be the A plate, the magnetic plate, a B plate, then my paper, die, top plate. So what we have to do on this is we do have to line our die up so we don't cut over the embossing. Now I could have cut this first and then tried stamping, but I have better success with this. So this is where it's gonna go, and I need to line it up with that. So that's kind of why I made the guide. You can kind of play around with it and see which way it's gonna go. Which I believe... Trying to remember. Where's my... Is my little cheat sheet over there, Sean, still?
It is... Let me see. I've got to move a couple things here real quick.
It should be in the envelope. I'm telling you, that cheat sheet worked amazing for me.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to grab this, because this shows me which way the flower is, and I'll have a better time lining it up, because I can look at the blue, which is underneath, and it will line up really easy. Because you can't really always see. So it should be... I'm looking for those two. I always call them Easter Bunny ears, because that's what they kind of look like. There's another, should be my other piece in there. That's the one I needed. There it is. All right, so that's the reason I cut these out. I'm going to take the blue off, and we're going to put that. Having a heck of a time here. There we go. Nope. Is that not right? There, is this upside down? We'll all be dang. Oh, oh, is that, nope. Oh, there we go. All right. So there is my template, and the flower is facing up like so. So you can always, when you do this, see right here that kind of match it up. And then my template goes basically, no, I moved it like so. So now I can take my die and look for that same template, which is right there. So now I can just take it kind of over here and line it up. Except for I just lost my, right there. So those are right there. All right, so now the trick on this is to, number one, use your purple tape, which is this right here.
Purple is the new blue.
And what you're doing is you're lining it up to where you basically are covering a little bit. You'll see the copper because the cut lines are centered. So you want it to just start to cover your copper, but you'll see a little outset of it. I hope that makes sense. You basically don't want to cut.
Can we move that up just a hair?
Move what?
Your card. Just about, there you go. There we have
Is that
it.
better?
Yeah, I zoomed in so they can kind of see
So
better.
you can lift it up and kind of see, okay, where is it going to cut? And I found out the best way is to just barely cover your copper.
Oh, thank you very much, Gail. That's very kind of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Gail. What'd you do?
She gave us a 20.
Oh, Gail, thank you.
Thank you for the great videos. You betcha, anytime. The covered chipboard is saying, I think that's Terry. I think that's who that is. Add a drawn arrow on sample, then put a black dot on die. Helps line up. Nice
Good idea.
idea. Thank you.
I would have never thought of that.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to use my purple tape, and we're just going to line it up. Now, you can put the purple tape in one spot and then kind of play with your lining up on the top. And if it's not perfect, that's okay. I know there's perfectionists out there, but sometimes...
And you're one of them.
How dare you? How rude.
There's nothing wrong with being a perfectionist.
I know. All right, so once we have our purple tape down, which is very important, even with a strong magnetic plate, I'm going to use that purple tape because I do not want that die to shift, especially if you're cutting around an embossing powder.
Yeah.
All right, so let's take a look, see how good we did. Ooh.
How'd you do? Oh, look at that.
So there is
Love it.
our base. All right, so we can take this die off and we're done with this one. All right, Shawnee, so now is the time. Are we sticking with copper or do we want to do the different colors?
A lot of people said that copper is not a well-used one. I think we should use it more.
So the penny on all of them?
Yeah, somebody said, I saw somebody, I'd have to go back, but somebody said copper on all of them.
Okay, let's do it.
I think it
So
might be
we are
kind
going
of
to
fun.
repeat this process for each layer. So we're going to put that one back knowing that we finished that. We'll kind of scrunch that down. And we're going to grab this. And the next one is going to be, of course, our second layer. So we're going to grab our next cardstock. And remember, we're kind of alternating between the cardstock. So we have this one here. We're going to make sure, first of all, the stamp lines up on there. If it does, we can put our magnets on there.
I think Patricia said that she needs to invest in more magnets.
Yeah,
You
if
can
go
never have
online, They're neodymium or
Denium,
yeah, I don't
really
know.
weird word.
They're the ones that go and you can hurt yourself. That's what I know them by.
Lisa, the purple tape is Thermoweb's new tape that they've come out with. A lot of people are calling it the new blue, like painter's tape, and it's really great.
iCraft, which is
iCraft,
part of Thermoweb,
yeah.
but yeah,
So this blue tape is really great, and what's really nice about
that's
it,
purple tape, not
or
blue.
purple, sorry, purple tape is really great for doing what he's doing, in that it is reusable. You take it off and you use it over and over again, and that when you're pulling it off delicate paper, it won't tear or stick to it. So it's very nice. They came up with a really great brand or version of that tape.
I like it a lot. I like it. I like it a
Low
lot.
tack, but it's very usable and it's reusable. That's the really cool thing.
That
We've actually
is-
crumpled it up and undid it, and it still works great.
Still works great.
It's great.
It's a winner chicken dinner.
Yeah.
So I do put a lot of the embossing powder on just because I want good coverage. I shake it a little. Doo-doo-doo. So you'll see some people on YouTube use a coffee filter.
Yep.
Some will tap it right back into the jar. This embossing powder will last a long time.
Yes, it will.
So, and the reason I love the Brutus Monroe is it's ultra fine and melts nice and even, especially on their black. If you're doing a lot of stuff with black, I tend to, I don't know if Sean can find it, like this here was embossed with black.
Yeah.
Because when I color, I tend to do heavy-handed coloring, which means like I'm putting down a lot of ink. I don't want my ink to spread into other spots on the card. So when you use embossing powder like that black embossing powder, you want it to be a nice line. You kind of still want it to look like a stamped image, and that does that for you. It's great stuff.
Yep, very cool.
All right, so we are going to turn on our heater.
Well, that's pretty cool, Penny. Penny says Penny was the first embossing powder she got from Brutus.
Oh, really?
Penny for Penny. Very cool.
He released, or they released, a new one. I think it's called... They're already out of it. I was going to buy it, but they have like a mermaid one, and the one they just released, gosh, I don't remember the name of it. It's not Sidewalk, but oh, now it's going to bug me, and it looks really pretty.
Yes, Robin, I know. That's kind of like the new thing lately is the bar magnets that are really cool.
Oh, yeah, I need to order those. I don't have them yet. Now, even though we're going to be cutting this ISO, emboss the whole thing, you might as well.
Shipboard is asking, did you get any gilding paste?
I have not yet. No, the owner of Stamplistic I've been in touch with, and supposedly they've been very busy since my video, and which is great for them because it's amazing stuff. But because of that, I haven't been able to. I haven't placed an order for the gilding paste or the other stuff I showed. That stuff is so cool, though.
They said we'd love a tutorial from you on the Cosmic Shimmer Gilding Polish.
The Cosmic Shimmer Gilding Polish.
Shimmer, I guess shimmer gilding polish. Yeah, isn't that the stuff that has its own little applicator on the top?
It does have its own little applicator.
That was really cool stuff.
All right, so this one is a little bit easier to line up because it's got a lot of these curves to it. But once again, just for those who want a quick one, if we don't do that one, the example, I'm going to lay it on my cheat sheet here and make sure it lines up. And once I've lined it up and said, yep, that's where it goes, I can take the die and get the general placement of it and know that that's where.
So Kelly's asking, if I don't use stamps, do embossing pens work pretty well? Just to give a card that little extra oomph?
It is, yeah. So I have a lot of people that actually use, you can buy certain embossing pens that will fit into a machine like a Cricut Explorer or your Cameo.
Oh, Robin, thank you. You're so great. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Robin.
She gave us 25.
Oh, thanks, Robin.
She's the best. Everybody's the best. Not just her. Everybody's the best. Everyone's great. Did Bruce Monroe starting an embossing club?
He did, yeah.
Cool.
Very cool.
Very neat, yes.
So I'm just lining it up. Once again, I just want it to cover that penny outline, and I can kind of mess with it. But once I've done the bottom to see, yep, it looks good, I'm going to put a piece of purple tape just on the edge there, and then I can kind of mess with the other lines here. And I do it to where, like I said, it's just starting to cover.
Yes, thank you. And we love you too.
All right. So once again, cuddle bug.
Cut the bug. Crack, 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 crack.
Which is normal.
Totally normal. Yep.
Some people freak out. They're like, I broke my, especially when I got my first one and it was new. Ooh, yay, look it.
Nice.
Yay.
Ranger emboss. Let's see, this is what Jamie said. Ranger emboss it bullet tip pins.
That's the one that
the
fits,
Cricut machines.
Yep. It fits perfectly in the Cricut machines.
I did not know that.
Now you do.
Yay.
All right. So we can put this one back in its little package. We have the second layer done, and we're going to keep doing this all the way up. We have 2 more that is going to be embossing powder, and 1 that will be the gold with bronze on top. So we're going to grab our stamp platform again. We've done these 2 layers. We won't need that again, but I will need those left out. But if you can just keep those there, perfect.
Betcha.
So the next one is going to be kind of that heavy one again. So once again, we're just going to line up our stamp, make sure we are in the center there. Magnets.
George Blair is asking, did you order the Frankie stamp?
I have not yet. No, in fact, like I said, I've been really busy since getting back from, because we're getting ready for our Chocateur convention too. So ever since I've been back from Puyallup, I've been so busy, and so I have not even ordered the Frankie stamp. There's a lot of stuff I need. I love that Frankie set, and
awesome.
She's already announced it on my video, so I'm okay. But the next month I heard is a mermaid stamp.
Yep. Somebody said that earlier. It got leaked out.
So I cannot wait to see what that
that'll
one
be
looks like.
So B said that she got the embossing pens and they work really well in the Cricut.
Yeah. So now if you were, you know, not nervous, but thinking, oh, I didn't get a good one, that's what's great about the stamp platform is you can stamp, go back over with your embossing ink, and stamp again.
There you
because
go.
it's all stayed in the same spot.
So Trent's asking, he enjoys us when we do our snack videos.
Yeah.
Are we having one coming up?
We are. I haven't reached out to Munchpack. I might be doing another one of those or finding a different company. Once again, it's just a time thing. We've been so busy since I quit my job, which is great, but it's trying to find time for all the videos.
Sure.
And everything. So they are coming back. Once convention is done at Chocatour, we'll have a lot more time on our hand that we can do these kind of stuff.
Belinda is asking, is it possible to use the embossing pens with the Cricut and have enough time to add the embossing powder before it dries?
It is, yeah. This embossing ink and stuff stays pretty tacky for a while. It takes a long time for it to dry. So I don't have a video on it. I believe Melody Lane does. If you search her on YouTube, I believe she still has a video of using the embossing pen in her Cricut. So you could watch that to get an idea. But you have kind of a little bit of time before it dries to do that.
So Kiko,
and she did a pretty intense design, if I remember.
So Kiko just joined us a little late. What are we making? We're making a
There you go.
Stamplistic stamp of the month, or is it stamp of the month?
Stamplistic, yeah.
Stamplistic
It's
stamp
a
of the
cut
month.
above the rest.
Cut above the rest,
Stamp of the month, yes.
So basically, we are making this. We're changing it up a little bit. So
we took a toll, and everyone wants the
we're going
nice
to do
bronze.
instead of doing all the different colors, we're going to do all penny, is what they call it, or bronze.
It is cool. It's like an old penny. You know, like you have an old penny and then you put it and you clean it and it shines right up. That's what this reminds me of. Is you have the old penny and as you're cleaning it, it gets that nice copper shine again. I love embossing powder.
Ugh. Nancy says, when I stopped working, I was far busier than when I worked.
You know, it was so funny because I was kind of excited. I was like, oh, you know, finally I'll have all this free time and I'm going to be able to do this, that, and the other. And I've been a lot more busy, which is good.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining by any means. I'm able to do a lot more for people. I love it.
Oh, I'm sorry, Angela. Ugh.
So once again, I'm just using my template to kind of line up where everything is. So I can take this off now. And this basically allows me to get a good idea of where things go. So we have this. And so if we move our stamp around, this will end up going right. So that's going to go right.
Oh, that's right. Canada stopped using pennies. God, I wish the U.S. would stop using pennies. Just round everything up to the nickel. Make life a lot better.
Using pennies?
I don't know. It's been a while, but yeah, I do remember that.
I didn't know that. Oh, that's why. I don't have it positioned right. Oh, this template. Thank goodness for this template.
There you go. Templates are good.
All right, so now that we know where it lines up, we can just perfect it there. And now I can kind of move it around to where it is just covering that top.
Trent, we're using the Fun Stampers Journey. You can use any one you want. That just happens to be the one we have.
Sorry for my headshot.
That's all right. At least you have hair.
Wah, wah, wah. Oh, I'm sorry, Sean. You don't have hair.
That's all right. At least have a decent
now, when you're
round
doing
head.
this, keep in mind some of the flower petals. Ooh, it all moved on me. Some of the flower petals have an outer show them on this one, like how that one has an outer edge. So you want to make sure you're covering up the right part. Because you do want it to just cut on the outer part of it. But some people, if you're not paying attention, might think you're on the outer part and really you're on...
Yeah, see, that you did that really nicely. Right? See, I mean,
oh
like
my gosh, how dare you even doubt me. Every time I cut one, though, I am like, please be good, please be good. And then it comes out and I'm like, woo, that was a close one. So once again, you're just kind of looking for it to just cover that outer edge. And you can kind of lift it up and see exactly where it's at. Put purple tape on it. And then we can run it through.
Run it through, run
the
it
cuddle bug. And I love cards like this. Some people don't like to pop out their cards. And you don't have to on this by any means. There's no requirement that says this needs to have all the popping out. But I love using pop dots. So when I saw this booth, it was so funny. The reason I hit it off with this owner so much is I went up and saw the booth and everything was popped out. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love dimensional cards. She was like, me too. And then I was like, what kind of stamps do you use? She goes, I use red rubber mounted. I was like, I only use red rubber mounted. She's like, oh my gosh. And then I was like, and then if you can use black pop dots, she was like, I know. And I was like, oh my gosh, we're kindred spirits.
There you go. How's Doggy in the bacon grease? She's done much better. She was basically better the next day.
I don't know what you did with... Here, this
goes... hi, Jessica. Did you leave us?
Here you go. That goes in the...
That goes in our thing.
Oh, I have it. That's fine. All right, so next layer, we're going to do, once again, we're just repeating this process, you guys. The stamp, and then the last one, we're going to do a gold with bronze. So once we get there, I'll show you.
Gold with bronze.
So this one is this color stamp, which is line up your stamp, make sure you're good. We are. Grab your embossing buddy or magic, whatever it is. And then we'll ink this guy up.
Georgia, did Riley survive the bacon grease? She did.
She actually did good. We lucked out.
lucked
Riley
out.
sometimes doesn't eat her food in the morning. She's so excited, and Sean can't leave her alone with it because the other dogs will eat her food. So he had actually picked up her food. So right before she ate the bacon grease, we put her food down again, and she finished it.
Yeah, so I think that.
So I think a lot of that absorbed. So she never really puked. She would cough a lot.
Cough it up.
But we were lucky.
Nancy says black pop tops.
Black, yeah, I don't have any, but she has black foam dots, which, and the reason why is, do you have the card still, Shawnee?
Yes,
it's probably all under there. So on mine right now, because I don't have any of the black, if you look at it from the side, can you lift it up and show them?
Mm-hmm.
In person, you can kind of see the white dots under there. And in her booth, all of her stuff had black and you couldn't see it. So it really adds to that dimension on the card. And I gave you the link down below to a few sites that you have them. If you grab, where are those cards that we made? The birthday cake and like the cupcakes? There was a whole bunch of cards sitting right over there. Did you move them?
Oh, I moved them into they're just around the corner. I can go.
Oh, see?
They're literally just around the corner.
Everything is in its spot for a reason.
I didn't know.
Here you go. Show them that.
Okay, so this one does have the light.
Yep.
Yeah, it does. Okay, so I'll use this. I'll use this camera while he's doing this. So give me a second here. So here's the cupcake, beautiful with those wonderful gems. And if I do this just right, these actually have black. Maybe if we go this way, got the black pops right in there. So it does kind of help. Yeah, isn't that beautiful?
No, that wasn't a club kit. She also offers in her store a whole bunch of kits that are like that and has everything. But they don't have, some of them have dies, some don't have dies. So some of her stuff does require fussy cutting. if you have, I get the question all the time on Stamplistic, can I use my brother's scan and cut? You could. The problem with it is her stamps are so detailed, it might take some time in the Brother software to show
Right,
what lines
double-tapped.
you want it to cut.
Sorry, guys, I double tapped.
Yeah, so he gets crazy on the Switcher Studios, guys. He needs a tutorial in it.
No, because this moves back and forth, as I hit it, it bounced back on my finger
So,
again.
as people then bomb it while they're watching our video.
No, it just went to black, that's all.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
That is beautiful, this copper.
Jessica Salas, something like that. Anyway,
Here.
this is the Tim Holtz.
Oh my gosh, you were.
This is the Tim Holtz stamp platform.
Try to keep all that stuff on the top because you're burying it under everything, and then I can't get to it as you move stuff around. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
He's a big help, but sometimes he makes a bigger mess.
What can I say?
Don't do it.
Just don't do it.
Just don't do it. All right, so this is the yellow. So we're going to line this guy up over here with using my little template so I can kind of see where this is going. Sean should get in probably a little closer so people can see that.
Let's do that.
He's so worried about making sure he's in his little box.
Well, we can make that work really well. Watch this. Oh, thank you very much. From Joyce.
Thank you, Joyce. Why are we thanking Joyce?
She says, and you're looking good, Sean.
Any questions I can answer?
I'm looking right now, trying to see if there's a name.
I saw one that says Ken. Does Ken use 3D glue?
Oh, well, I'm up here looking at the ones that just went flying by.
We'll look for the things in caps.
Yeah.
My crew know exactly how to work this, Sean. So they're putting stuff in bold and caps for you. So
Mamie has black pop-up dots.
May and her store has it. I didn't know that.
I've colored the sides of my pop darts with black Sharpie. Yeah.
You can do that. I need to use or take. If you do color the sides with a black Sharpie, patience is a virtue, and do not let them dry because I've done it where I've touched my card and then, yeah.
So, does Ken use 3D glue? If so, where does he get it from? Like you were saying.
3D glue?
Yeah,
like
so
dimensional glue?
I'm assuming.
I just get it. The one I have is from Amazon. It's just Rangers. We're going to be using it later, possibly.
Any idea how much to send a square card? No idea. From Belinda, if the stamps are like they used to be, there's a paper with the stamp that shows each layer, and those could be scanned and cut.
There you go. All right, so we just have the top layer now. The top layer, we are using this gold on embossing. So I'm going to, I think this is too big to go through my cut button. Let me see, it is. So I'm gonna have to cut this.
Faye Salka says, in England, they have some kind of a clear G3D glue for dimension.
I don't know what they have. I have always used what I just showed you, but...
So some people are wondering, how can they win this cupcake card?
Ooh, I don't know. Maybe we need to do something and
maybe
get people to win it.
Where did I go? I just stepped out for a second. I'll be back in a second.
Where'd you go? Where did you go? All right, so this is the Cricut. I believe it's called the Fantasy... I think it's just called Fantasy Sampler metallic poster board. It's a beautiful gold, as you can see. We're only using a little piece of this, but we still are going to have to stamp the whole stamp, so that's why we have the big here. The first one I did the gold edge, and this one I'm going to do copper to keep the copper consistent. And so let's go ahead and get some embossing powder. Now this one you should see the image of the stamp when I'm done.
Mm-hmm. So Tamitha did say yes, they do sell those black stamps at Mamie's.
Perfect. Not stamps,
pop foam dots. Yeah.
So see? Perfect.
Nice. Yeah, you can even see it.
Yeah. All right, Johnny. Let's go and put that over there.
zoom out a little bit? Yes, we do. Just a little bit. Thank you.
Ooh. Ah. All right, let's save our embossing powder. Some people will actually even do this part, you know, off of this into the coffee filter to grab all the little tiny pieces, but I don't do that.
Oh, well.
Oh,
well. Crafter's Companion has a 3D glue gel glue.
Okay, so now, do not stress when you heat emboss this poster board. It curls a lot, but it's nice and thick. So once we run it through our embosser, it will go right back down to its normal size. But I know some people it'll start curling and saying, "Oh no, you know, it's curling really bad." It's okay.
It's okay. How's your Patreon doing?
We have a grand reopening for my Patreon July 1st. I mean, it never closed, but I have a whole bunch of files ready to go and some new rewards. And I'm reworking it to reward my Patreons because it's one of my Patreon. Unfortunately, when I didn't have a lot of time when I was working at the bank, was one of the areas that unfortunately probably didn't get as much of attention, and it really should have, because those are the people that are supporting me. So we have a relaunch July 1st. So there you go.
So Rosalinda is asking, have you guys made an intro music for your YouTube channel?
Normally, I haven't made, if she's asking kind of like Melody has her own and stuff like that, I have not made that. I need to. And usually when I do an edited video, during live videos, we don't really have something. But in an edited video, I usually just kind of go find one that has, you know, struck me as, ooh, that's fun.
So Lori Karlberg, my employer does 3D toll art and uses this Dow Corning number 732. Not sure what that is, but we kind of see what it looks like.
Okay, so remember, we're just lining it up over that edge.
So should we wait until July 1st to join?
That's up to you.
It's completely up to you.
Depends on what
you're...
Yeah, I mean, if you are not wild about the mum, maybe. I know some people reached out to me and wasn't wild. I love the mum, just because I love layered flowers. But I do know the July one is mermaid. I do know some other ones. I can't speak, though. I'm sworn to secrecy, but they're going to be pretty cool. Just the one little hint I'll give you is we're getting in close to holiday times.
So Lori says what that stuff is from Dow, it dries dimensionally and can be purchased directly from Dow.
Okay, well,
it's a silicone.
I will look into it.
Wow, that'd be kind of cool. Oops, sorry.
We will look into it, Sean.
Yep.
All right, so the last thing we have to do, and we don't have to stamp this time, is we do need to make that base like I was saying before using this copper. So we're just going to put this on this. We don't have to use any kind of tape or anything because we're just getting the outline. We're going to run that through our Cuttlebug, and then we'll have a base. There we go. So we are done with our layered dies. We can put those away. Let's clean our stamp really quick. So Sean, that can go in there. These can all go back in the package. And let's go ahead and clean the stamp. Now for cleaning, and we're done with the Cuttlebug, so I can get that out of the way. So for stamp cleaning, I do use my Fun Stamper's Journey. I love this True Fusion cleaner. It works great. Someone sent me this Lawn Fawn chamois, and it works really good. So basically you kind of wet it and get a block, and you can just push it down into the chamois and you just wring it out. It's like, you know, like in those infomercials, they say the ShamWow, I think is what they're called. ShamWow. That's what it reminds me of. Now, you don't really see it too much with this, but if I was using ink, let's say black ink, this stuff, I'm telling you what, this stuff is amazing. It's called True Fusion ink. This gets ink off your hands. I have heard women that have,
Painted nails.
yeah, that it will take that off. So some people are not, you know, loving that, I don't think, but I get that. All right, and then I will just take a towel. I'm just using a Norwex cloth, and I'll dab it down real quick. Just like that.
So, how's the weather up here? It's okay. We're going to have a little rainstorm later tonight. It was only in the low 70s today. Hot in Tucson, yeah. Arizona's like triple digits.
All right, so we have our protective back on there. Now this can go. Sean was supposed to put all this back in there.
I'm trying to find this. That's the 5 stamp. I can't find the single.
Well, it's probably underneath all of your pile here. Oh, look at that.
Looky.
Sean's a pile thing. Here's what will happen. Next to our door or everywhere, he puts piles everywhere. And then they become Sean piles, and it takes him about a week to clean up Sean piles.
Is your red stamp ready?
Yep. So it can just go in there. And we are all done. We're clean with that. We're done with our... that. We will be using our SAP platform again. So we'll get that here in one quick second. All right, so let's talk about some options you have now. So here's all of our pieces. You can see them all right here. Now, on the card, you can definitely leave it like this where the edges are. And I might do that this time. On the original card, which Sean has, I painted my sides. And I'll tell you the options you have for painting. You can use Spectrum Noir markers. So this is like I think they call this one Harvest Moon, Sterling Silver, and this one is Spun Gold. And that will give it kind of a metallic sheen. You can also just put a glossy accent on it. Or they also have, I use these Winsor and Newton metallic markers, and they have bronze and all sorts of stuff, and I'll show you kind of what it looks like on paper here. So I always grab a test sheet of paper just so you can see so if the bronze is going to match or not. So we have an option of doing that on the edge of the flowers. We can leave the flowers. We have an option of this. Now if I use this one, I do put down the orange first, and then I always follow it up with the clear because it's got a lot of glitter in there. Or we can just do the glossy accents. Or we leave it. What do you think, Sean? What should we do? Should we do it or should we leave it? What does the people say?
Well, let's see what people are saying. Nothing yet.
Nothing yet. So if we leave it, you would just see the outlines. So it would just look something... What are people saying?
Nothing yet.
Oh. I don't know if we should leave it or what we should do. I kind of like it, just the outline.
Yeah.
So it makes it more simpler. What do you think?
I like that.
Sean likes that.
Yeah.
What is everyone else saying, Shawnee?
Nothing yet. Leave it.
Leave it?
This is the first one. Those markers are awesome. What's the price point?
I want to say they're on Amazon around $20.
Lori said Windsor makers, leave it. Glossy accents, leave it, leave it. I vote leave it.
Leave it. All right. So we're going to go ahead and build it. I'll leave it for now, and sounds like that's what our people are saying. So you can see, look at, I used this back of the sheet, Sean, for practice on coloring yesterday.
Oh, look at that.
So I'm just using, because I don't have the black, these are Fun Stamper Journey dots, and I really like these. And the reason why is they are the same width for their small and large. So as I get up taller, I'm not getting different widths. And so I'm going to put that all around here. Now, some people will push the flower down in the center. I'm not a big fan of that. So some people will take their flower, have everything up here, and then they'll put some adhesive down in the middle and push, so it looks like the flower is blooming up. It looks good, but when you have this much dimension, in my opinion, you don't really need that. But personal choice. Maybe you like that. Maybe you live for that. Maybe you literally say, Ken, you're stupid. That's my favorite way to do a card. If that's the case, then do it. However, if you are not going to push it down in the middle, make sure to put pop dots all the way in, because if not, it droops.
How's your back pain? You're being asked.
It's slowly getting better, as long as I don't overexert myself.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I had to today, because I did ask a certain someone to bring dog food downstairs and it didn't get done. So I did that. I wonder who didn't do that. Don't know.
Don't know.
All right, so I always grab a little pokey tool. Pokey. No rhyme or reason. If you have your favorite one, some people use... Tim Holtz has one. Cricut has one. This is Siser's. It's all personal choice. The reason I like Siser's is it's weighted. And at first, I didn't think that was a big deal until I started using it. And believe me, we used it last weekend. We weeded how many shirts?
30.
It was a lot.
A lot of fine detail.
Yeah. But
Hello from Brazil. Wow.
Brazil.
Mm-hmm. Barbara from Brazil.
Brazil. We've never been to Brazil. Mm-hmm. All right, now we can go ahead and line this up on our card, which looks like it should go right.
Puerto Vallarta is the most southern I've ever been.
Even on our cruise?
Well, I take that back. That's right. We've been, well, I don't know.
I don't remember where we went on our cruise.
I should say, when I was in the Navy, we did cross the equator.
All right, first layer done, Shani. So we're just going to repeat this process.
I have to sit in the corner, Len, because there's nowhere else to be but the corners.
You're in the corner?
Mm-hmm. My picture.
What do you mean?
My pop-up. It's in the corner.
So the reason he does that is when I do Chalkator videos, I like to edit them and make them shorter for people to use, especially people on my team. And I got feedback one time because some people are not subscribers, don't know who we are. And so one of the comments says, who is the guy that is just sitting in the video the whole time? Because I voice over it if I edit it. So he's just hanging out in the video like, what's up? And there's no rhyme or reason unless you watched it live. And so I get comments all the time that's like, what was the point of having the guy in the corner in the box? He didn't do anything. And then I have to leave in the comments like, oh, it was live and now it's not. And when it's live, he's,
I'm there.
He's chatting with people, but it is funny. So yes, I do go overboard on my dots.
Chipboard received your Royal Sovereign.
I am in love with... Okay, here's
the
deal. You guys, I'm all about a deal. I am all about saving money. But, with that said, when someone says to you, this is worth the money to upgrade to this machine, that is, in that case, the Royal Sovereign is a really good laminator. What was your thoughts on it, Sean?
Very cool. I mean, it was so much better than that old one, by far.
Yeah. It's our third laminator.
Jessica's asking, do you think the dies will cut fabric?
I do. Yep.
Yep.
And if they don't, you can always get, so they have different shims for, depending on what you use, like Cuttlebug has one, Gemini has one, they all have one where you can add extra for detail dies or for fabric and stuff like that if you're cutting metal. So I would always test that, but yeah, I do think it would cut fabric. I would probably test it. I will say some people say that's the reason they got the Gemini is Gemini does really good with detailed dies.
Yeah, they do.
But yeah, I think it would cut fabric just fine.
Rosalinda, I was in the Navy for 6 years, 1988 to 1994, in San Diego aboard the USS John Young DD-973, which is a Spruance-class destroyer, for 4 years, and then 2 years at the submarine base in San Diego. And I was a torpedoman's mate, second class, for all those other questions.
Someone must ask if you were in military.
Well, I said I did go past the equator when I was in the Navy. That's why that came up.
Oh, I gotcha.
I became a shellback at
I
that
have
point.
no idea what that means.
Yeah, it's
when
crazy.
I think of shellback, I think of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. Which is basically what
their concert that when I was a kid was Heroes in a Half Shell, the Shellback Tour. And I was so obsessed with that. And I was like, I'm going to actually meet the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And then my older brother had to ruin it for me and say, you know that that's just people in costumes, right? And I was destroyed. Like, my world was shook. I was like, no, it's really Shredder up there dancing with them. What do you mean? That is Michelangelo.
Yeah. Ken, that is why you are so special. You go overboard on everything. Laugh out loud.
Literally on everything.
Yeah.
So Sean and my family always, or my friend Ali always makes fun of me because when I start collecting something, I literally need the whole collection. And it's not like over time. It's like, let's go to every store until I find the entire collection.
Yep.
Amazon, Target, Walmart, wherever we need to go until I find it. And if I am missing one, I will not give up until I do it. That's not good for Lego because, let me tell you, peeps, you can... Or Chocateur. Like, we have every Chocateur transfer. I haven't used half of them. But when the new catalog comes out, guess who's probably going to order everything in the catalog?
You will be.
Sean.
What?
You should love the fact that we only have 4 golden retrievers. Because if I had my way, I would go buy a field and build a golden retriever sanctuary where they could all live.
There you go.
And let them run around. We would fix them, though, because we wouldn't want all those puppies.
Jill has 2 twin sons in the military. Well, thank you for their service.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
How do you like the Gemini?
How do I like the Gemini? Gemini is a great machine. The only reason I don't pull it out as much as it is
You're welcome.
a electronic machine, which isn't bad. It's just you have to pull it out, plug it in. It is, I will say, don't load up the Gemini. So I learned that lesson the hard way. So some people will put a ton of dyes on their Gemini and run it through one time. Your dyes won't come out as great because the pressure point gets off. That's my only complaint on it is some people don't like the Gemini because they're like, it's supposed to be great for these detailed dyes and look what it did. And it's because they're trying to cut too much at once. Yeah. The only thing I don't like about it is you can only use thin metal dyes in it. So if you are using it for, a lot of people like their steel rule dyes. You cannot use that in the Gemini, unfortunately.
Yep. Oh, thank you, Sasha, for your 10 years in the Army. And you're welcome. I did not do Great Lakes, which we call Great Mistakes. I did not do boot camp there. I did boot camp in the wonderful hot...
Why is it called Great Mistakes?
Because it's so cold up there.
Oh my gosh, you want to know what is so good, Sean?
I did mine in Orlando, so it was nice.
Okay, if you guys don't know, one of my favorite things is coming into season right now. What is it, Sean?
What is
coming into season right now that we bought yesterday?
What's coming into season that you just bought yesterday?
They taste like cotton candy.
Oh, cotton candy grapes.
Okay, so if you go get cotton candy grapes, which you really should because they are magical, put them in the freezer. Oh, MG. When we were in Hawaii, they came around when we were at... was that at the Sheraton or Disney? I think it was at Sheraton.
Something like that, yeah.
And
yeah, Sheraton.
Yeah, they came around and gave us these big frozen table grapes.
Yep.
Oh, they were so good.
They were.
Because of that, and I'd always heard people saying like candy cotton grapes are really good in the freezer. They weren't kidding. It is magical. I've been eating them all day.
I've not had any today yet.
Well,
that's because we did this as soon as I got home.
Okay, there we go. That was a lot of pop dots. So let's show you it up close here. So that gold on the top just really makes it pop out.
Yeah,
and I'm glad we didn't color it in. Yeah. We could possibly take and I still might, the glossy accents, because the glossy accents you're still going to see.
There's a few people that said that would be
you're still going to see it. The thing on the glossy accents, I'll show you really quick here as a thing to keep in mind, is make sure you squeeze a little out first because you will get a little splatter and then you'll get a little bubble. You can get an applicator tip for this. So it's a little bit more fine-tuned, and then you can just go into there like that. You won't see anything at first, but it will dry with a little gloss.
Did you put that on there?
Yeah.
Where'd you put it? Yeah, you can't see it.
You can't see it.
No.
All right, so there's the flower.
People are going, cotton candy grapes? Question mark.
Oh, MG, you're missing out.
It's a type of grape. They come both in a green and a red.
So good.
And they're like more sweeter than normal. They're very, very good.
They're amazing. All right. So now we are going to add our koi fish to the card.
Koi fish.
So I am putting a white piece of cardstock here because we are going to be stamping off of the card for this. And how I do this is I put, of course, my cardstock down, and I'm going to line up where I want my flower. And this time I want it to be facing up like this. It'll come off the card a little bit, which is fine. But by doing this, I know where to put
the stampage,
the koi stamp. So if that's there, that looks good. Let's grab our koi here. And this time I'm going to use white instead of silver, see if it comes up a little better. And that first koi, I almost want the whole thing on there, so that's about good. So now I can put all of this down.
Yes, Jamie's right. They are green grapes.
They are green grapes. All right, so we'll pick up our koi stamp, just like so. I'm going to use a little bit of my embossing buddy.
Embossing buddy.
Now this fish does not need a lot, and you don't need to push hard, because if you push too hard, you'll lose out some of that detail. So we don't want to push too hard when we do this, just kind of lightly push. And we'll do this in two different sets. We will do this one first. Let's grab our alabaster. Move this, because we're going to have two fish by the time we're done.
Yes, this is about the only way he'll ever touch a fish.
I hate fish.
I know, it's terrible. I love fish.
You love to eat fish. You don't love, like, fish in general.
I could go fishing.
Oh, do you guys see the koi? It's so pretty.
Got some parents were just saying that they're going to go fishing in a couple weeks. They're going, oh, that's fun. Salmon fishing even.
Ooh.
I'm
so excited for everyone.
Ooh, I'd love to go salmon fishing. They had somewhere back east or on the west side.
I don't know why. We were not raised with fish.
So Sarah, the reason that you use the embossing buddy is to get the static electricity, so all the stuff that doesn't stick can slide off. Have you had grapples or graples?
I have not. I've heard
amazing.
Did we have those or not?
I have not.
No, we haven't found them in our area. In fact, I didn't even know cotton candy was out yet until we went to Costco. Originally, cotton candy was just look at that. That looks so much better than that silver. It just pops off.
I know it does.
Originally, the cotton candy was just by a company called... I
don't remember the name.
Yeah, I think they're called Grape something, or I don't remember. And it was like not a fad, but it was kind of like everyone wanted to try it because it was this new, exciting, cotton candy, and we fell in love with them. And this was probably 4 years ago, and now every company makes their own cotton candy, and we found them at Costco. They're organic and a big old pack of them. All right, so this one we're gonna have going probably like that. What do you think? You like that?
Yeah. Maybe further down, just the hair down, or you're gonna flower go over it.
What do you mean, the hair down?
Well, see how you have it down.
Oh, I see what you're saying, Shawnee.
Yeah.
There you go.
Where do you get the grapes? At the store. Just
At the store.
at the store. We got ours at Costco.
Yeah, we got our.
We have a few other places.
I do know because Angela, that follows us, a friend of ours, works at Fred Meyer's, and I think I saw her have them. So she definitely got them there.
Come to British Columbia for a fish.
Oh no, my fish! This has not been sticking lately.
You need to clean it.
It is cleaned. It's just I don't know. I think because I do use this one a lot, but so now we have to clean the stamp because I already put some embossing stuff on there, and I don't want to move my stamp and get it. So
yeah. Oh, thank you, Tiger Lily, for answering that question. Yeah, this is the Tim Holtz stamping platform. So Yvette says, I live outside of the U.S. and would like to support you monetarily, but when I press the money button, it gives me this feature is not available in your area.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Do you have a PayPal account?
I do have a PayPal account. I have a Patreon. If you want to reach out to me after the show, I'd be happy to give that to you. But you even watching our show gives me...
Yes.
Oh, I forgot to put my paper under there. Oh, well.
Come to Montana. We'll go to Rock Creek fishing. Do you fly fish? I've never fly fished. I thought it would be kind of fun to try to fly fish.
What's fly fish? Are you flying?
No, it's...
Oh, is that those people that have
the process where they go back, you know.
And they're the ones that have like the weird
here.
things on their legs, right? Because they're standing in water.
Hip waders, yes.
What are they called?
Hip waders.
Are you calling me fat?
No, hip waders. They come up to your hips, and you wade in the water.
Oh, wait, like not
Wade.
a waiter, like I'm waiting on you at the restaurant.
Like I'm wading in the water.
Oh.
Like little kids wade in the water. W-A-D-E, I think it's wade.
I totally did not get that. I was like, a waiter? Why would a waiter be in the water with you? That's funny.
I worked at Costco for 6 years, post-retirement job. Never saw cotton candy grapes. So yeah, they just came in. They're in a 3-pound box.
Our must have just came in because a lady went to her Costco and they said that they ran out of them in 12 hours.
Yes, we have. Yeah, see where Angela lives, she has Kroger's. Where we live, we have Fred Meyer's. It's all the same.
All right, we have our koi fish.
I wish we had a. The store I really wish we had is a. That one that starts with a W back east in New York.
Winnigans or
something. Oh my God, that place.
What was that called? It's called.
It's like the #1 supermarket too.
Oh yeah, we don't have them. It was really good. I don't remember what it was
I was
called.
reading a story and they were #1 and Walmart was 0. It was on the bottom.
Shocker.
Wegmans.
That's right.
Oh my God, Wegmans was so awesome.
All right, that stamp is cleaned. All right. So we have our 2 koi fish. Look at how cute they are, Sean.
Neatness. Love that stitch look.
So it looks way better. Here's the original. And the silver doesn't look bad. It just, they kind of disappear where you can really see them come alive there.
Yeah, a lot better.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and build our card now. Let me grab my adhesive. And we're going to start with our base, which is this one here. And all we're doing is we're going to be putting this down on my cheapy card I get it at Michael's on Supervise. And I buy all of them, like even their...
Yeah.
Oh, I'm all out.
He's out.
Get a new one.
Oh my. Yeah, Wegmans, we went to a couple of them and oh my God, they were just so awesome. Everything in the world you could find and eat, and I could live there.
You could live there?
Yeah. They have everything I'd want.
Everything you want.
Except you.
Oh, look at that, you guys. He caught himself. He was like, they have everything oh, wait. No, except for you. Good catch.
But if you come, then everything would be there.
You're so good, Sean.
Oh, sorry about that, Patricia.
What?
Back from unsticking my dad's mobility chair. Ouch.
All right, so we have our base of our card. So the next will be this with that little offset. And the big reason you want this offset, number one, I love offsets on a card. But number two, that's going to incorporate the copper into your flower there. Mm-hmm. So we're going to go ahead and lay that down.
I bought a pack of blank cards from my dollar store. Ah,
ooh.
Good buy. Yeah, Tally's mom. That koi stamp is so awesome.
Ooh. Look at it.
The detail is great.
All right. So you have your flower. Oh, I'm so glad we did copper. That looks so much better all copper than the other colors.
It really
does. I'm glad we didn't color in the sides. I mean, I like it, but I really like it. But I love, you guys can't really see it, but see that gold on the top with the copper? In person, that just really shines.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah. So you could pop this up again if you want to. So it's really popped up, but I think I'm going to lay it just flat. And it's going to overhang on the card a little bit, which is fine.
Once again, that the red pattern came from this one. Got this one at Michael's
I got
or
at
Joann's?
But I gave him the Amazon link down below. I don't know if Joanne still has it. Sometimes they keep those, they change, I think every year, their card stocks and stuff.
pretty, pretty, pretty.
So I'm gonna, shall we turn it?
Tape runner you're using?
That one's just Doris. I started with the thermal web.
Doris.
And then I ran out of the thermal web. So I love the thermal web. My two favorite stamp runner, or the adhesive runners, are gonna be Doris and Fun Stampers Journey. I love them.
Yeah.
Let's see, do I like it there, or do I want it more right up? I think I want it right up.
Mm-hmm. That's what I would. Will the Cricut chipboard be available in stores soon?
I believe so. I don't even think the knife blade is available yet, so in stores.
The knife blade isn't?
I don't think so. Not in stores. It's only available at Cricut.com right now, I think.
Oh, that's right.
So
once
they get the knife blade, they will do the chipboard, because you do need the knife blade to cut that chipboard for sure.
All you need now is the Swarovski gems.
Yes.
Swarovski.
So there you go. What do you guys think? Can you do something about the brightness to see if they... I know it's...
Yeah, let me see if we can bring it down a little more.
All that glitter and shine. So there you go. We have the koi and the fish down there.
Go super close up on the koi. Just notice how detailed that stamp is. You see all those little tiny little lines.
There's a whole collection of this.
Yeah, this is the stitch.
It's not called Stitch.
Or no, what do they call it?
It's called Mystic Romance.
Mystic Romance, yeah. Beautiful, beautiful stuff.
So there you guys are. I'm glad we did the white versus the silver. Yeah. The silver, let me get you up close. It still has the same detail on the silver. It's just because it's so shiny, you miss out on it.
Yeah.
Where that white, even though it's got a little bit of shine, it's got that dullness to where it doesn't disappear. So, and I just love in person. I mean, you guys can see the depth in that card.
Yep.
So you want to make sure that this is put in a card that will, or a box that won't squish, because either put it in a little box, or the card guard from the same place that does Misty, My Sweet Petunia, has it and stuff. So
is the Cricut cardstock normally half off?
It's not normally half. Oh, good.
Are we still in?
I think so.
Yeah.
Nope, we're not.
We'll know here in a second.
Nope, we're not.
Oh.
Look.
Oh, we're not. Shit. Sorry.
Do not cuss.
Sorry.
So just go to you then. That's fine. I'll have to get on my friend for doing that. I try to tell people, don't call me at this time because you're going to get off my live. So I'll come into this camera.
Yay.
All right, there you guys are.
Tilt this a little bit.
Here we go. Oh, maybe they can see it better this way then.
Here.
Ooh, look at that. So now you can kind of really see how that really just shines. Yeah.
They lost some voice. They shouldn't. Yeah. Oh, no, we're back. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, someone called me, and when they call, it drops your phone like that. So.
Yep.
Anyways, that's super sad. Sean usually puts the phone in a non-cellular,
I thought I did.
But maybe, yeah. Oh. So, no big deal. So, I really hope you enjoyed that car. I love this company. They are pretty amazing and a great deal for what you get and stuff. So, definitely check it out. But I do think we have 2 cards to give away.
We do.
What should we do? What should our
maybe 3. Somebody was talking about maybe.
Those are going to be later.
Okay.
Yes. So make sure you subscribe to this channel. We're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers, and we'll have a big giveaway. So make sure you subscribe, let people know about it. And let's go ahead and give away the cards. What question do we want to ask, Sean?
Sorry to shake this. This thing's on a big, tall pole.
Oh, no. Angela asked, so if I sign up, would I get that set? I believe so. I think you get it until the end of June. So I don't think there's an end date, because you can even go back. My hair is bugging me. You can go back and buy old sets. So basically, right now, you can go on the website and go buy, like, they have the Frankenstein from last year, and buy the stamp set, the detail die, and the 5-layer die. However, if you're part of the club, you can actually get club pricing. You just reach out to them, they'll give you club pricing. Nice. So yeah, you should be able to get this all the way until the end of June.
Sweet.
So, there you go. What's your question, Sean?
I don't have a question.
Why do I always have to get the question?
Because your mind works so much faster than mine.
Okay.
That's why you can come up with
So the first 2 people that can tell me what was the name of the card stack we used for this project. Not die cuts with the view, the actual name of the card stack.
There you go. Takes about 30 seconds to see the answer, so, or for you to get the question and the answer. Me. Basically, it's whoever can type the fastest.
Type. Love the card. Oh, thanks everyone.
Yes,
Great job. Thank you.
Thanks.
It's so much fun, and it's kind of stressful to do them live because you can mess up a lot, but it is super fun.
Kathleen.
So Kathleen Banco, you are the first one, and
Robin,
you're the second. Woo! It was the Far East stack from Die Cuts with a View. So both of you just reach out to me in your email and stuff like that. I will, if anyone ever wants one of these cards, definitely watch my tutorial, make it, or reach out to me and I can make some. I definitely should probably start an Etsy store at some point. Who knows? Yeah, and stuff. So we will not be live. We might be live Monday. We leave Tuesday for convention. We'll be there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We will be doing lives there for Chalk Couture. So check in both Facebook and YouTube. Yep. We'll try to be on Monday to do a live. I don't know what on, but we'll see if we can do one. But we have a lot to do between now and convention. We have to make a whole bunch of shirts and pop sockets and all that stuff.
Yeah. Ooh, pop sockets.
Yeah.
Pop sockets.
So anyways, definitely check out the people that won the cards. Go ahead and reach out to me and let me know your address.
She knows you're wrapping up.
I know. She knows and stuff. Sorry this video is a little bit longer, just more detailed to cut all those different dies and to layer it. But as you can see, I mean, just look at that. I love cards that pop off. Look, that's just gorgeous. It turned out so great.
Gorgeous.
So there you are. You guys have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for joining us. If you have any questions or feedback, reach out to me on email, my Facebook, anywhere and stuff. Have an amazing weekend. Thanks, crew. Love all of ya.
Thanks, guys.